Deep thoughts, shallow host. All right, settle down, settle down. Uncle Bob is here to drop some knowledge right on your skulls. Let's get into it.
The universalization of Western... Oh, get a load of this. The end point. We're done, folks. We did it. History is over. The credits are rolling. We beat the final boss. What a bunch of silly geese. Like we're all just supposed to sit around now, hold hands, and wait for the heat death of the universe because everything's just peachy keen. Give me a break.
Yeah, this is the story they're selling, that all our big problems are solved. We're just, tweaking the settings now. Little update here, a software patch there. It's a utopia, apparently. I must have missed the memo while I was stuck in traffic for 2 hours this morning trying to get to a job I barely like.
So I'm trying to figure all this out, and I stumble on these notes from this philosopher, this French guy, Derrida. And let me tell you, his brain is a bag of wet squirrels, but he's got a point. He's looking at this shiny world they're selling us, and he's saying, hold on, something's rattling around in the engine.
See? Even Shakespeare knew it. The time is out of joint. The whole thing's off its hinges. Kind of like your uncle after his third beer at Thanksgiving, trying to explain politics. The world ain't right. It's disadjusted. It's totally out of whack.
So I'm thinking, okay, if everything is so great, Mr. End of History Man, then what about this? This fella, he lays out a whole laundry list of things that are, completely on fire.
He calls them the 10 plagues. The 10 plagues of our modern, perfect, absolutely wonderful world. Buckle up, buttercups, because here they come, and they ain't pretty.
So first up, we got the new unemployment, which is pretty much like the old unemployment, but now you get to apply for gigs on your phone while you're homeless. Then there's the economic wars between countries that are supposed to be buddies. And my two personal favorites, the ones that really get my goat, foreign debt, which we'll get to, and these creepy things called phantom states.
So what's a phantom state? It's like if the mafia in your cable company had a baby and now that baby runs the post office. It's these massive, shady organizations, drug cartels, crime syndicates, that are basically their own countries now, with more power than half the governments on the planet. Spooky, right? And foreign debt? Oh, this one is a classic. This is your global loan shark, right? He goes up to a country and he says, hey pal, you look like you're in a jam. Here's a few $billion bucks. But the interest is so high they can never pay it back. So he ends up owning their bridges, their water, their soul. It's a shakedown, but on a global scale. And get this, the arms trade is bigger than the drug trade. Let that sink in for a second. We, as a species, are better organized, more efficient, and more profitable at selling things to blow each other up than we are at selling illegal narcotics. What is wrong with us? So you look at that list and you go, okay, Bob, everything's a disaster, I get it. So what's the solution? Well, this is where that French fella gets real weird with it. He says the answer isn't a plan, it's a ghost, a specter. Now, hold on. He's not talking about the ghost of communism coming to take your toaster, okay? He's not talking about some spooky ghoul in a Lenin costume. This ghost is different. It's the ghost of a promise. It's that nagging feeling in the back of your head that things could be better. It's the spirit of justice that just will not shut up. It's there to keep you honest.
He calls it a certain emancipatory and messianic affirmation, which is just a fancy-pants way of saying it's the little voice in your head that won't shut up about how the whole system is rigged. It's the promise that we can do better than all this.
Let me explain what being haunted by an idea feels like. This reminds me of my Uncle Sal. He had a toaster, and this toaster was haunted.
Yeah, haunted. Not by a ghost, but by the idea of his ex-wife, Carol. Every single morning he'd make toast, and pop, out it would come, with Carol's disapproving face burnt right onto the surface. He tried everything, new toaster, different bread, but he couldn't escape it. That memory, that idea of what went wrong, it haunted his breakfast. That's what this ghost is. We're haunted by the toast face of a better world.
All right, let's bring it all home. We got the plagues, we got the ghost, we got the haunted toast. What's the frickin' point of all this nonsense?
The point is, we have a debt, a responsibility. We've inherited this ghost, this critical spirit, this idea that things aren't good enough, and it's our job to keep it alive. We have a duty to listen to that little voice, to keep poking the bear and asking why things are the way they are.
Look at it this way. It's like your grandpa leaves you his tools. You inherit them. You have a responsibility now, right? You can't just let them rust in the shed. You got to pick them up, see how they work, and maybe build something. Or at the very least, question why the shed is leaning so much. We inherited this critical spirit, and we have to use it.
Now, let's be clear. This is not about becoming a Marxist. It's not about joining a party or singing songs. It's about not being a sucker. It's about having the guts to look at the world and say, hey, this could be better. This guy's whole point is you got to be ready to criticize your own ideas too. You got to keep questioning.
And here's the gut punch. For all the talk about progress and how great things are, this fellow points out a simple, massive fact. In absolute numbers, more people are suffering on this planet than ever before in human history. Never have so many been starving, or excluded, or crushed by the system. So much for the end of history, huh?
So he calls for a new international. This isn't some political party or a secret club with a handshake. It's more of a connection, a link between all the people around the world. Activists, writers, regular folks who are still inspired by that ghost. The people who see the problems and who refuse to buy the BS that everything is fine.
Which leaves us with the big question, right? We've got this ghost, this nagging voice, this haunted toaster of justice. What do we do with it? Are we just supposed to let this thing haunt us forever? Or do we pull up a chair and at least offer it a beer? Think about it. Uncle Bob's out.